So now that we have a better idea on how to graph lines and what slope-intercept form is, let's take a look at some special cases, some special lines. What if my line was y equals 3? This is actually a line in slope-intercept form. But where's the x term? Where's the slope? Well, I have specifically chosen this slope to be 0. So what happens if I write it out as y equals 0x plus 3? Oh, well, it's easy to see that this term goes away, and we're left with this. So what does it mean for a line to have 0 slope? Well, let's remember what the slope tells us. It tells us how steep the line is. It tells us for every unit to the right we travel, the slope tells us how much we go up or go down in case of a negative slope. Well, here we have a slope of 0, which means it's for every unit we go to the right, we're going up and down by 0. So that just means we have a horizontal line where no matter what the x value is, y equals 3. X equals 2, y equals 3. X equals negative 5, y equals 3. X is 0, y is 3. And in fact, 3 being the y-intercept of slope-intercept form, well, that's also true because it's going through the y-axis at y equals 3. The coordinate point 0, 3 is definitely on this line. But what about the other way around? What if x equaled some number? Okay, fine. We'll do x equals negative 2. And same thing as before, no matter what the y value is of any coordinate that's on this line, x is negative 2. So the point negative 2, 3, negative 2, 0, negative 2, negative 42, all of those points are on this line. The difference with a vertical line is that this line isn't a function. What does it mean for something to not be a function? Oh yeah, for every input, there has to be at most one output. Well, here we have the same input, but we have a lot of different outputs. In fact, infinitely many different outputs. So this isn't a function. It's still a line that exists in the universe. This is a relation. We're not really interested in it when we're talking about functions. So if y equaling some constant is something with 0 slope, what about this? This not function line. What kind of slope does it have? This is what we like to call undefined slope. The slope doesn't really exist. In fact, let me just prove to you how absurd having this as a line is. I'm going to plug in these 2 points. Here's point 1, and here's point 2. And I'm going to plug both of these into our slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The y-coordinate of the second point, which is 0, minus y-coordinate of the first point, which is 3, x-coordinate of the second point, which is negative 2, minus x-coordinate of the first point, which is negative 2. So we're subtracting a negative, so that's the same thing as adding. Negative 3. Negative 2 plus 2, which is negative 3, divided by 0. There's the problem. We try to plug in these points into our definition of the slope. and we get the biggest no-no in maths, which is dividing by 0. So, whenever you see x equaling a constant, forget about it. Whenever you see y equaling a constant, it's just a line with 0 slope, which means that it is a horizontal line.